Good morning, everybody. Welcome into my podcast. Just wanted to share with you a couple updates. Out of the hospital. I spent last week 4 days in the hospital for pancreatitis. It was the worst pain I ever had by far. 10 out of 10 or worse if it's possible. I had some stomach issues for a lot of my life. Kind of just would come and go. I typically would drink through those stomach issues, and they might last a couple days, and they always came on similarly to how this came on, and kind of made me wonder, did I have a pancreatic issue all my life? These pains started around when I was in my early 20s, and I kind of attributed it to maybe like a tear or something like that in my stomach lining from maybe from the drinking, but also maybe from like physical labor. At that time I was doing some heavy labor and stuff like that, and so I started getting these pains in my stomach, and they'd like I said, they maybe start as like indigestion maybe, and then kind of have a little bit of mid back pain, like a dull ache, and it would kind of move around up to my front into my like rib cage, and then down into my abdomen, and then it would just sit there for like I said, a couple days, and it was typically just kind of uncomfortable to move around. I say that maybe the pain was maybe like a, I don't know, like a 5 or 6 out of 10. It wasn't like terrible, but just some certain movements would hurt it. But like I said, it would clear up. In 2008, I went through a bout of upper GI issues where it was just I couldn't hold food down. I was just not able to hold anything down well. So I was losing a lot of weight, not eating as much as I normally would, and I just I went to all the doctor's appointments. I went to my doctor. I told them what was going on. They ran the tests for me, upper GI scope, and that kind of thing. And after the testing and stuff was done, they tested for gallstones at that time too. But after the testing was done, it didn't reveal anything. And I would drink apple cider vinegar daily for like those 3-4 months, until eventually, and I was still drinking alcohol at that time, through all of that. And if you drink like I did, you understand that you just drink, and you drink to numb the pain, you drink to celebrate, you drink to anything, and that's just how it is when you drink like I do, like some of us do. And so eventually that cleared up, kind of went away on its own. I kind of attributed it just to time and maybe the apple cider vinegar, but I really, in my heart, didn't believe that it was that. I think it was just time, and it healed itself. But so this thing was different. I mean, it came on similarly to how those other ones did, but this one was more like more pain in the abdomen. I had the dull ache in my back that started out as indigestion, so I just kind of figured as the day went on, it would start to move into my abdomen and maybe just be like it did. It's a couple times a year where I deal with that, and but this particular time it just it moved up to the front as the day went on, and then it got real painful, to the point where it was like I was doubled over. I had to call 911, and they came, they got me. I got on to the EMS, and they gave me fentanyl. They for the pain, they said this isn't gonna make the pain go away, but it's gonna make you caring about the pain go away, if that makes sense. And it was only maybe like a minute later that it kicked in, and it worked, and I felt better. And then when I got to the ER, I was they did the CAT scan, revealed it was pancreatitis. They tried some other pain meds that did not sit well with me. Morphine and Norco, those made me ill. But the Dilaudid helped, and I was able to get that basically that night. And then the next day I was feeling better, but I hit a wall around 5 o'clock, and I wasn't able to get through it, so I needed the Dilaudid again that night too. But days 3 and 4 I got way better. Got out of the hospital, but it was just really an eye-opening experience for me. I had never spent more than one night in the hospital. Back in 2004, I had a severe panic attack, and that landed me in the hospital overnight. And that was really the only time I ever spent the night in the hospital. So this was new to me. But it was eye-opening, and being that this is a faith-based, alcohol-free kind of a channel, I just wanted to share with you that going through this was interesting because I don't drink, and I haven't had a drink in 4 years, but I still got pancreatitis. And it's interesting because the two things that lead to pancreatitis usually are too much drinking alcohol or gallstones. And I didn't have gallstones. They cleared that up with an ultrasound that came back a couple days later. And I don't drink, so it wasn't that. So really it was just the explanation I got from the GI doc is that these things just happen sometimes, and that's just how it is. So we can't really blame the alcohol use in my past, because that was 4 years ago that I had my last drink, so it couldn't be that. But it was a relief to know that I got this, and it was really just something that was out of my control. And had I been drinking, I would have been just beside myself, fearing that I was going to die, and which I was anyway at the beginning of this, because I was calling 911, and my work sent another driver to come and take the van, but also wait with me for the EMS. And I got to a point where I never met this driver, but I told him I'm scared, and he said, don't be scared. And he said, he asked me, am I a praying man? And I said, yes, I am. And he said, do you mind if I say a prayer for you? And I said, absolutely, that sounds great. So he said a prayer for me, and it really did ease my mind a lot, because I am at a point in my faith where I do believe in Jesus. Jesus is my Lord and Savior, and no matter what happens to me, I know that I'll be in the kingdom, in His kingdom, because I'm living my life for God's glory, and I'm living my life as Jesus would, as much as I can, and I believe. But in certain moments, I do forget that, hey, I'm going to be okay. Those that love me, they're going to be okay too. And we're not guaranteed tomorrow. And so no matter what happens, but I really do believe that God planted that person there. I mean, it was up to my boss, and he was the closest nearby. But still, it worked out to my advantage, that, it could have been any driver, but it was someone who believed in his heart and just calmed me down to the point where I could say, yeah, I don't have anything to fear. As painful as this is, I'm going to be okay. And ultimately, those days in the hospital, I healed, and I reflected, and I thought, I'm grateful for everything that I have. I'm grateful for these caretakers for taking great care of me. I'm grateful that my daughters stepped up and took care of things at the house while my wife is still recovering from her ankle surgery. And I'm grateful that everybody is okay, and that I'm getting the care that I need. And then when I get back home, I'll be able to care for my wife again and care for things at home. And what a blessing it is to just not drink, to have a totally different mindset on how things can go. And if they don't go the way that I wish they would sometimes, I have the strength and the ability and the community and the people around me to make it better, and that's key. And I was always skeptical of people as a non-drinker. I mean, as a drinker, I should say. And my whole life, I was skeptical of people. I didn't want to be around people. I isolated a lot, and when I turned into a non-drinker, basically, all that changed, and I opened up my heart, my mind, and I became more in tune with other people and what they're going through, and I just started to trust more, care more, and it's changed my life 100%. And so wherever you are in your journey, just know that just quitting drinking is number one, and if you can get yourself healthy and get yourself feeling better, once that takes place, there's really anything that's possible. I never in my wildest dreams would have imagined that I'd be where I am right now. And just having this community of people here, and also my other communities, it's just a blessing. And I appreciate every single one of you being here. And I hope you took away something from this video. And if you like this and you're new to the channel, if you like and subscribe, I'd be forever indebted to you. So thanks for everything you all do, and I appreciate you all. Have a great day. Take care.